Oh, this music is so good. You got a plan. Hopefully the torpedo works even though the submarine's going down into the ocean. It looks like the torpedoes can be launched manually with these switches. There are 2 tubes, so there should be 1 more left. I guess the first thing we have to do is load it into the tube. When it comes to missiles, you can count on me! I'll enter the coordinates of the command room. And it's up to Missile to get it in there. This is his speciality. Oh, backup power, that's lucky. Good luck! Trick time. Alright, so what do we have? We have another switch, we have a valve which we can turn. And that did nothing? Cancel. What about this lever too? I guess we can lower it. This switch won't budge, maybe it's broken. Power device is broken though, probably work just fine if I can only move this switch. Oh, of course. Missile, get your butt over here and move these switches for us. What will happen to these 2 ladies? I think it's up to us and our powers. What? This is no time to be standing around unsure of ourselves. Will you lend me your strength, Missile? Me? Of course I will! Count on it! So if we move ourselves down, we can then switch these 2 switches and get the good switch over there. And now Cecil can move it. Let's do it. Oops! That keeps happening. Alright, there we go. So 1 more good torpedo. All set on this end too. But something's odd. What is? The command room looks like it's slowly sinking. Sinking? Yeah, like it's completely run out of power. I wonder what happened. I don't know, but I guess I'll find out. Right, hop onto the missile. I'll launch it for you. Okay, thanks. Alright, let's go team. Maybe Jowd did something. I set the torpedo's course. It'll head towards the command room where Detective Jowd is. 12 seconds after launching, it'll pass by the command room for an instant. That instant will be a window of opportunity to jump into the command room. Okay, got it. It will find a way to come back and save you. That'll probably be my last task tonight. Just hold on until we get back. Let's do it! Okay, come on, Missile. Missile, come on! I'm sorry, I can't go. What? I just can't, how can I leave? I can't leave Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla behind. I can't do it! Missile, but we need your help. I swapped the switches so the missile can be launched. You have to do the rest, Cecil. Aww. I know. But we need his help. What if we can't save them without him? He's been such a pal this entire time tonight. I want you to go, Missile. Huh? But Miss Lynn! You staying here won't change our fate. But if you go with Cecil, you might be able to make something happen, and that's our only hope. But what if that something doesn't happen? I'll never be able to see you again. Never ever again. Even I can understand that. I couldn't stand that. Don't worry, Missile. Miss Camilla? I just know you and Cece can make something happen. I believe in you. I'll be right here waiting for you. We'll see each other again. Don't worry. Aww. Miss Camilla! There he goes. That's a good boy, Missile. Let's do this. Now, are you ready? Remember, it's 12 seconds after I throw this switch. We're ready. What about the man in red, though? What's he gonna do? Cecil? Yeah? We never found out who you really were. But that doesn't matter now. All I know is I'm truly glad I met you tonight. Thank you for everything. And I'm glad I met you, Detective. But we're gonna see each other again, right, Cece? Right, Missile? That's right, we promised, little lady. Of course we will! I'll never forget you no matter what happens. Here goes then. Good luck, friend. Let's do it! So 12 seconds. We get one shot at this. All we can hope is that there's something we can attach to in the control room. These last 12 seconds are lasting an eternity. I strive to think of a way to save Lynn and the little lady the whole time. But how can a ray of light of hope reach as far down into the deep sea? Before I can think of an answer, the 12 seconds are up. There it is. And there we go. And it looks like Jowd might be dead. Don't tell me the big guy got him. Detective Jowd. I bet that big masked man did this. I'm gonna bite him. You better not, you might break your teeth. The command room has lost power and is sinking. So I wonder what this masked man is going to do. Let's talk to Detective Jowd. Let's do it. How you going, Jowd? Sorry for the wait, Detective Jowd. Who are you? Are you Cecil? Please excuse my appearance. I can't believe you made it here. How is Camilla and what about Lynn? Well, it's kind of a long story. So I'm going to tell you the entire story. Everything while Lynn and Camilla are slowly dying in the submarine. So the submarine is badly damaged. Why would he do that to his own submarine? I wish I knew. Yeah, he told us. What the hell? Oh. I didn't realize he came with us. But yeah, he wanted to lock this guy down there because he's scared of his powers. You? You followed us? I didn't even notice. It's been 10 long years, Detective Jowd. Are you... your meal? Your meal? I suppose so. So you remember me, do you? How could I possibly forget? So that's your real name, huh? Your meal. That's right. But there's people only you know will be calling you Cecil. That's just an alias I was using for my deal with them. I didn't see any need to tell them my real name. Fair enough. Could you do me a favor? Would you let me ask you some questions? I've been trying to find out my true identity all night. Sure, go ahead. I'm sure there's plenty we can still tell you, right, Detective Jowd? Right. About your meal or real motive for revenge? I guess we'll hear about him first. 10 years ago, you were a top systems engineer, weren't you? Systems engineer? What's that? By the way, I'm a top Pomeranian, you know? Thanks, Missile. Well, it's kind of hard to explain to a dog. But it's a person who's good at using computers. I don't mean to brag, but I was one of the best in the industry. That's why I got roped into joining that project. Project? What project? It was a project aimed at reorganizing the nation's top secret information. The goal was to build a new system using multi-dimensional programming theory. Interesting. I was asked to join the project by an agent of the government. It doesn't sound like something a top Pomeranian would know anything about. To me, it just sounded like another challenging job. However, this project was also the target of a secret plot. I bet you can imagine the kind of crime the nation's top secrets might attract. I never thought for the life of me I would ever have to deal with spies. It was never made public, but every organization in the country moved on this one. And then one day the name of a certain programmer emerged as a suspect. Your meal. I was the guy who built the core of the system. The police arrested you and then that incident happened. Yep. All thanks to Inspector Cabanella. By the way, Detective Jowd, when was it that I was proven innocent? About 6 months after your death. I'm so sorry, Emil. And even Jowd's feeling pretty bad for him. Despite what he's doing tonight for him. 10 years ago. My soul was split from my body and I lost everything. I was sealed in eternal darkness. I existed in this world, no question about that. But nobody noticed my presence. What good were my powers? They didn't help anybody. Not even the passage of time could heal my pain. In fact, it only made it worse. Damn. I wanted to disappear, but I wasn't even allowed to do that. The way Lynn described it is exactly right. Sinking slowly towards the bottom of an endless sea. An overwhelming feeling of loneliness and despair. And I wanted all of you to suffer what I was suffering. And so that's why you murdered Alma. That's right. I wanted you to know what it was like to lose everything you cared about. I wanted you to feel the same pain I felt. What? Shit. Yeah, like, this guy has done a lot of evil shit in the past, but I can kind of sympathize with him, even if the stuff he was doing is really bad. It was the twisted wishes of mine poisoned by infinite loneliness. And then, as I was plotting my revenge, I had an idea. I came up with a plan to use his powers of mine to make a deal. Let's hear about the deal. There's something I just don't understand about that deal. I'm sure your powers would have been valuable to them, but what would you get out of the deal? A new life. Life? I asked them for 2 conditions. Number 1 was that they helped me with my revenge plot. And the second was rebirth for me. Rebirth? A new beginning, eh? I didn't care if it was a fake life, an artificial life. I just wanted the physical receptacle? What? Receptacle. Receptacle, that's an easy word. What am I doing? For my soul, a name, an identity, an everyday life. I wanted to grow old in a society that would accept me. And finally, I wanted to die surrounded by a loving family. That's the kind of life I asked them for. A completely man-made life. That's right. I knew I couldn't hope for anything more than that. To make it all come true, I knew it would take a lot of money and a lot of power. That's why I decided to ask the national government to help me. And their response in the end was betrayal. They were making their moves much carefully than I suspected. They sent spies to this country and researched my powers on their own. And they even figured out what Tempsic was all about. And you had no idea they were doing all this? None at all. I was a fool. So then, why did they go to the trouble of making a deal with you? Why didn't they just steal the hunk of the Tempsic fragment from the park? They couldn't. Huh? But why not? After the manipulator incidents, research was conducted in this country too. By the old pigeon man. A report was submitted to the government about the source of the manipulator's power. And Cabanella too. By Inspector Cabanella and the old pigeon guy, eh? At first, the government didn't believe the report. But then they decided to put the park under surveillance just in case. Surveillance, huh? It looks just like an ordinary peaceful park, but there are armed agents there at all times. Are you serious? Is he seriously one? Oh. Okay, I was gonna say. The park is like a silent battlefield on an international scale. So that's why they couldn't steal the Tempsic meteorite. And lately, under the pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy the park in order to secure the Tempsic meteorite. Ah, okay, so they want it for themselves. That wouldn't really be good either. So the upshot of your grand deal was this, eh? Yeah, it's the ending I deserve. But at least there's one thing you must be happy about. What's that? You've managed to seal me away at the bottom of the sea forever. Well, shall we get started? Start with what? Bringing Detective Jowd back to life, of course. What? What good would that do now? But we promised! We promised Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla would save them! And we can't do that without you, Detective Jowd. I've been guided by fate tonight to this place. I won't give up now. Alright, fine. Let's see where it leads us. Here we go then. Back to 4 minutes before your death. Let's do it. Alright, so what can we do to help Jowd here? So, where are we headed? We're not headed anywhere, Detective. What? There was only enough fuel on board to launch us away, Detective. We will run out soon, and that will be our destination, Detective. What are you talking about? That would mean that you're trapped here too! You must be like a friggin' really— What? What? He's a freaking robot? Damn. I was gonna say he's like a really like honorable guy, but no, he's a robot. With great like basketball skills. He's just playing off, it's incredible, really. We get that a lot, Detective. So I guess this guy just overpowers Jowd. So why would you go to all the trouble to do this? That's nothing but a shell there, it's hardly a threat anymore. Commander Sith likes to provide against any possibility, no matter how small, Detective. Possibility? What are you talking about? There is no need for you to know, Detective. Oh, so that's how he does it. Now it is time to say goodbye, Detective. In the end, your fate remains the same, it seems, Detective. Grrr. Camilla, forgive me. And with that, Jowd is dead. What the hell can we do here? It isn't over yet. It isn't? Remember what the big masked man said? Any possibility, no matter how small. Possibility? In other words, there must be a chance here somewhere. The possibility of changing the situation around. Well, let's find it then. Trick time. Let's do this. So what? What? What is it, Detective? Look at your mule's shell. There's no aura emanating from it anymore. Of course there isn't. The Tempsic fragment is gone. Could this change in his shell? Give us some kind of lead? I guess. Wait a second. Oh my god, if he doesn't have the Tempsic fragment anymore, then we can go to his moment of death, can't we? I think Emil's figured it too. Yes! What is it? My time is perpetually stopped thanks to the power of Tempsic. His body cycle between moments that separate his life and death. Right, but not anymore, the Tempsic fragment has been taken away. Exactly, so what does that mean? I get it, your body won't come back to life anymore. The moment the Tempsic fragment was removed, my shell became a regular corpse. So let's say that means we can go back to 4 minutes before your death? But wait a minute, exactly when is that death? That's simple. We'll find out. When we get there, let's move. Let's do it. I fell back through the cracks of time for what seemed like forever, and then I saw it, the final death at the end of this long night. Who exactly am I? I've already seen all the clues. All I have to do now is remember. The final journey to the truth starts now. And with that, we have reached the end of the chapter, everybody, so I hope you all enjoyed, and next time we'll be starting the final chapter in the game. Yes, we are really close to the end now. So, thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.